Peace to the family. Absolutely. Just want to share from my school. Miss Meanie, thanks everybody for joining. Sevi Love, Black is Absolute. Appreciate y'all for coming back in and tuning in. Mrs. Hotep, thank you so much. Like this is kind of like, yes, please invite your followers. Please share on Twitter. This is from my Qilong Dao Kung Fu with Grandmaster Sunyata Saraswati. I got this manual probably in 2002. And earlier in my scope, right before this, thanks everybody for joining. Thanks C. Mahoney. What I was talking about was the need for spiritual protection and how real it is out here. You really, really, really need spiritual protection. Doing this work, man, like just like the planet Earth is under attack. And if this is just your first time coming on, had a sister who was under a spiritual attack, who came over and said she wanted to get a astrological reading, and I was like, yo, my integrity is not going to allow me to give you a reading when that's not what you need. That's not what you need. Something else, okay? And I also didn't want to be like, because I seen what was going on. We were talking about mental issues and spiritual problems are one and the same. Thanks everybody for joining. Please swipe and invite. Please swipe and invite. Thank you. Let people know that we are doing this scope so they can get this information. Like that's the most valuable thing that you can do for a person is share some of this information that you're getting. And that's why I said in 2016 the theme is unconditional love, forgiveness of yourself, and make sure you line up with what you're supposed to be lining up with. All right? Like, so what I wanted to share in another quick scope, because I got to go to bed, is a teacher. Because this sister's been getting jerked around. She's been getting jerked around by baby daddies. It's on. So, right, and then the last scope, we were playing Spirit Attachment Removal. My man said the Demon Chaser music. Yeah, they don't like this. So, and if somebody comes on and then they leave because they're like, what's that noise in the background? They don't like it. Absolutely. And you can get that at tybro.com, tybro.com. You can go to products, then you can go to audio downloads. Yes, products and audio downloads. The two I highly recommend. Where I got started was removing negative karma and spirit attachment removal. Please put some headphones on it. Oh, Xanadu, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Everybody, please swipe and invite. Yes, thank you for sharing on Twitter. Thank you for sharing it with your friends. Xanadu, just catch you up real quick. You got to go back and catch the scope that I just did right before this one that was talking about the need for spiritual protection, all right, and integrity. And my day has been quite hectic. But I want to get to this, which was, picking the right teacher. So I wanted to read and share what is coming out of my notebook that I live by when I'm choosing a teacher. All right. Thank you, Nothing But Greatness, for joining. Appreciate that. Absolutely. And yes, Sunyata wrote this for me. My teacher, he wrote this not for me, but he wrote it for his students. It was already done. So this is like a code of conduct. That's another thing when you're looking for a teacher. Does he have a code of conduct that you can check him by? Thank you, Isurinde, for joining. Please swipe and invite. Choosing a spiritual or personal growth meditative system or path is not usually an easy thing to do. For most of us, it feels right or it doesn't. Many times We unfairly place the teachers who instruct us on pedestals or believe that they have some infallible attributes. Then farther down the road, we find that they are less godlike than we thought. And all of a sudden, we begin believing that what they've been teaching is less than what we originally thought. Having said this, we've compiled a list of things to critically consider when looking at a system or a teacher. So if I tell somebody that this is my teacher, I went through this. All right? Number 1, sense of humor. Make sure the teacher can see the humor in what you are doing. Laughing at sacred cows is good for your health. Watch out if irreverence is not allowed. Number 2, humility. The teacher should be honest about his own growth progressions and not holding himself up as an expert of perfection. Number 3, groupthink. Be careful of a party line, which overrides how people actually feel or think about what they are doing. Be an individual. Think for yourself. Number 4, secrets and taboo subjects. Not a good sign if certain questions can't be asked or shared or problems voiced. The suppression of information guarded by an inner circle is not healthy. Genuine access. Can you sit down and have a regular conversation with your teacher? A good teacher will help debunk the guru myth. A good teacher will help debunk the guru myth. Spiritual clones. In its worst form of psychological stereotyping, a group of people manifest a narrow range of feeling in almost all situations, such as always happy or pious, or reduce everything to a single explanation. This relates to groupthink, handling it the same way. Somebody just asked me, what do I think of Gano Grills? Gano Grills is my G. That's like my brother from another mother. Like, I'm going to call Gano right after this just because you asked me about him. Yes, Gano's on speed dial. Gano messed around and called me tonight because you sitting there talking about him. I bet you he got something to tell me. That must be my sign to call Gano. Next, loyalty and duplicity. Watch out for this. If you're asked to prove loyalty to a teacher or system by doing something which violates your personal ethics, back off. A group like this usually has hidden agendas whose public misrepresents its unhealthy true nature. A group like this usually has hidden agendas whose public misrepresents its unhealthy true nature. I'm going to say something about the word cult. Cult ain't a bad thing. The media made the root word of culture is cult. Okay? If you like always doing blonde hair, then you in a cult. Okay? If you holler, let's get money, then you in a cult. You in a culture of getting paid. So everybody need to stop thinking that cult is, as soon as they start throwing cult around, you start to run. When you in a cult, everybody watching this scope is in 8, 9, or 10 cults yourself. Okay? But we know what you mean, like a Jim Jones. Say it. Waco. Say exactly what you mean, but don't think like the Egyptians had a culture. They were all in a cult. But the media made the word cult seem wrong, that you're not supposed to have a culture. You better get a culture. You better get grounded in something. Right. My culture, my cult is Shendao. My cult is Tybro. I don't care. I know that's my culture. That's what I do. Me having integrity, that's my culture. I'm in the cult of integrity. I'm in the cult of honesty. I'm in the cult of patience. I'm in the cult of sincerity. That's why so stop. Everybody need to kill that. Oh, man, because he's in a cult. Oh. Next, I appreciate you too. Thank you. I like being appreciated. I feel that. If you're not treated, assembly lines, if you are not treated as an individual but are part of an assembly line system where everyone is treated the same no matter what, Their differences, question the teacher. Ask for the attention you deserve. If you're not treated as an individual, you are part of an assembly line system where everyone is treated the same. No matter what their differences, question the teacher. Ask for the attention you deserve. And yes, I did roll my eyes at everybody getting scared of the word cult. Unifocal understanding. This is when a single worldview is used to explain just about everything. If alternative explanations are not even looked at or considered, consider another teacher or system. Unifocal understanding. This is when a single worldview is used to explain just about everything. If alternative explanations are not even looked at or considered, consider another teacher or system. And the last one, growth application. Your teacher should be using the wisdom and knowledge they are acquiring from their own system to grow and meet the challenges of their own life. If they're not even doing and growing from the system they teach, why should you be doing it? Ooh. Your teacher should be using the wisdom and knowledge they are acquiring from their own system to grow and meet the challenges of their own life. If they're not even doing and growing from the system they teach, why should you be doing it? Walking what they talk. Absolutely. Sunyata Saraswati gave me these a long time ago. And anyone that I have considered my teacher, right now, Mitchell Gibson is my teacher, and I'm his student. And I also feel like he's my father, and at times I feel like he's a big brother. You know what I'm saying? My equal? No. I know he sees some things in me that he wants me to bring out more. So he's also a guide for me. Mitchell Gibson. Mitchell Gibson. Right. Google him. He's fire. He's the hottest thing on the planet right now to me. Period. Him and Dr. Nardi, I said him in the same sentence because I got the same reverence. How do you find the teacher? Do you purely leave that to the universe? No. You have to dig till your knuckles bleed. That's how you find a teacher. You digging. You leave it to the universe to leave it out there for you. I made it a point that I wanted a teacher. I made it a point that I wasn't the smartest. Thank you for sending me love. I'll see you soon. So if you ain't digging, searching for the truth, that's how I found the teacher, searching for the truth. I was like, yo, I'm gonna look for the truth, and y'all gonna have to put a bullet in me at first. Then you gonna get a teacher. You found a teacher. I don't know if I'm your teacher, but you found me, and I'm a teacher. Remember how I found you, Xanadu? Somebody else was talking about you. And I even came looking for you. And I even learned from Xanadu by the things that she asked me. Yeah, man. But what we're looking for, maybe what you're saying is, then how did I find a master teacher? The thing is, what's the guidelines? There's a book I want all of y'all to order. It's called, Come on. Why the name go away right now? Ding Ming Dao is the author. Scholar Warrior. How do I establish that is their purpose? Because you got to know what you about first. The teacher lines up with you. The teacher needs to line up with you first. Sunyata used to talk about smoking weed. That don't mean that everybody's smoking weed, but he was past that. One of Dr. Gibson's first thing he said out of his mouth, I was asking him about humility. He said, when I was at Chapel Hill studying medicine, I had a professor who used to love to call me nigger. I said, damn, my teacher using the word nigger? Sunyata smoked cool cigarettes. I was like, yo, you for real? But the thing that was coming out of his mouth, he was living it. He was showing and proving it. He was funny. Dr. Gibson is funny. Dr. Nardi is hilarious. But when they get at you, they get at you. And I think those are my attributes. One day I hope somebody will say, yo, you a master teacher. I'm a master student right now. You find good teachers when you are a good student. If you can't find a good teacher, it's because you're not a good student. I find people who say they can't find a good teacher or nobody can teach them nothing, they're not a good student. They want life to teach them the hard way. Life gonna teach me anyway, but I don't want life to be teaching me the hard way because I don't have humility to go listen. I got some people now who they'll wait for Periscope or they'll call me. You should consciously look for a teacher. Shit. Until you get to the point, the teacher will let you know, because the teacher will kick you out the nest. The teacher will kick you out the nest. When we got our black belts, Senyata was like, all right, go teach. We was like, what are you talking about? He was like, go teach. That was that. We still call him the master, but he was like, go teach. I taught you how to teach so you could go teach. I ain't teach you how to teach so you could sit here up under me and keep asking me a bunch of questions. That was the realest thing. That was the realest thing for me. I was at North Carolina A&T. I was a student. I went and formed the Tai Chi club so I could teach on campus what my teacher taught me. I used Periscope to honor Senyata, to teach what he taught me. I use Periscope, I use YouTube, I use Blab to honor the teachers that taught me. Somebody keep on coming up with these technological devices in order for me to use them so I can honor my teachers. Some things that I'm personally learned myself, but you ain't gonna never, where my G at? You see that picture right there? Look right there on the top of my thumb. You ain't gonna never hear me. You ain't gonna never see me go somewhere and not talk about my teacher. I'm listening to my teacher, Mitchell Gibson's work. I talk about them all the time. And then somebody the other day comes at me, Juju Mama, comes at me and says I ain't mentioning her enough. You gonna come? A real teacher, they ain't gonna demand that you mention them. They ain't stressed about that. They doing it. They doing the work. Whole nother Periscope. Teach hard at the real purpose of technology. Technology is for me to spread this information out here. How many of y'all are in Atlanta? I don't know what FR means. Or for real. Does FR mean for real? How many of y'all are in Atlanta? Probably none of y'all. What city and state are y'all in who's watching this right now? And technology is letting me get this message out. Oh, Gwinnett County is in the building. Mrs. Hotep is in the building. But how could I... Oh, you see this? This is like a top shelfer. Nobody touches this book in my house. No, my roommate, no, don't touch this. Austell, Georgia? So 3 people in Atlanta? Y'all want to meditate? I'm trying to put a meditation group together. I'm serious. As we say, I'm dead ass, for real. I'm trying to get some I'm trying to see who want to get their meditation on. If it wasn't for the technology, now you still wouldn't be asleep, but these beings that are helping our planet, help guide us, they're giving us technology so we can spread it around. Okay, so go to CoachKhayr.com and leave a note for Coach. Go to CoachKhayr.com and leave a note for Coach, and then be like, yo, I'm in Atlanta, let's get this meditation on. Please. I don't need but like 3 people who gonna come on the regular. No, it ain't neither, because I'm finna go to sleep right after I finish this. Priest in the house. If you have the tools, okay, so look, guess what's on the back of this? You know what's on the back of this? Written in my handwriting, 42 laws of Ma'at. Can you find the 42 laws of Ma'at? And find somebody, like, I was already looking, and I was like, who else lines up with this? Really lines up with it. When you can look and use your intuition and be like, yo, this person lines up with this. I honor virtue. I benefit without conflict. I spread joy. I hold purity in high esteem. I listen to opposing opinions. I am forgiving. I am non-abusive. I speak the truth. I consume only my fair share. I speak words of good intent. The criteria. See, listen, get the book Scholar Warrior. Get that book, Scholar Warrior. I know a lot of y'all be like, we want the numerology. Man, listen, get Scholar Warrior. Somebody typed this website in, fetchbook.info. Fetchbook.info. FETCH, book, like a dog fetching, right? Fetchbook.info. And it'll show you like where the cheapest that's it right there, where the cheapest book is at online anywhere, because it ain't always Amazon. So fetchbook.info finds the book for you. Alright, so check it. 42 laws. I hope y'all wrote down and took something out of what I was sharing about finding a teacher and a spiritual path and a spiritual system. Who do I recommend? Man, you know what? I recommend myself, because I know I'm a guide and I know the responsibilities of that. I recommend Dr. Maxwell Nartey, and I recommend Dr. Charlie Abbott, and I recommend Dr. Mitchell Gibson. I recommend his wife, Miss Kathy Gibson, and I also recommend the person in the mirror when you got your white candle. Yeah, and that person might not guide you. Can't, like, if you feeling kind of unshaky, like, you can't always depend on yourself, especially if you know you ain't been trained. So, but you still need to wake up to who you are. Get that candle, go in the front of that mirror, light that candle, and just stare at that candle, and let the real you come out in front of the mirror. Right. At least meet yourself. At least. All right. Haitian Phoenix, I appreciate you, but I'm good word. Who are you? Yes, in the dark. Cut the light off. Thank you, Xanadu. Watch the last scope. Cut the light off. Light the white candle, and stand in front of the mirror. I know you will. Absolutely. Watch that other one. Yes. All right. I got to go cook some collard greens so they'll be ready in the morning. I'm doing my little get right. So I love y'all. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Thanks for inviting and swiping and sharing. Team Leo from Jersey. Team Tars in Atlanta, GA baby. I'm going to holler at y'all. One love. Peace, nothing but greatness. It's okay, just watch the replay. It's all good. It's all good. But go back and watch the one before this. Go to Catch. You can go to Catch and watch both of them. Trust me, I got some heat for you. Peace.